Hello, good evening, everyone. We're extremely sorry that we had a little technical snag, and instead of 5, we are starting at 6:30. My name is Charu Chitwal, and I'm an award-winning writer. I'm also um, a mother to twins, and that is one thing that I've still not become too good at. I'm still learning, and I'm a motivational speaker. And importantly, I'm the founder of ketchupmoms.com. It is the leading parenting website of India. You know, what was interesting for me today to come here was that the easiest thing for me to share is 6 tips, 10 tips on parenting. And trust me, none of us really know what's happening there. It's a job. We all are learning everything on the spot, you know. But when I said that let's talk about something which is, something that pandemic has made us realize, because we've started ignoring this, and that is investing in relationships. Now, every time I use this word, the friends around me, they start saying, what does it mean? Because everybody understands investing in stock markets. Everybody understands that you have to have FTs, you have to have a lot of other things. But investing in relationships, now that is what is crucial. And if you don't agree with me, give me some time. I hope I'll be able to convince you. Okay, so let me begin with a very interesting observation. Currently, we can split population into two categories. Of course, we can split them into vaccinated and unvaccinated, but that's not what I'm talking about. What I'm talking about is either you are in the first category, which is basically the workaholics, the people who were rushing through traffic, who were rushing through their life, and they had this certain levels of goals that they had to achieve, and there's nothing wrong about it. We all have been there, done that. We've had an ambition, and I think ambition is very important for growth. The only thing that we kind of forget on the way is that we need to have people around, to share that success. So I think the first kind of people are who are stuck in the house. They can make a 50 slide, show like within 5 minutes. But ask them to make a 5-minute conversation with their relatives, whether it is in an extended family or within the family, and trust me, they won't be that good. The second category of people is more interesting, because these are the people who had the house to themselves and they were enjoying that, time. Kids have gone, the spouse is gone who's working, and they are just enjoying life. Now, today they are stuck, because suddenly these family members who didn't have time to sit down and tell them what they would even eat for dinner, they suddenly have a point of view. They have a point of view on everything, like the color of the curtains, the fruits that you need to buy, just everything. So these are also people who are wishing the pandemic khatam ho and they should go. So these are broadly the two categories. I don't know which one you fall into. That is something that you can decide best. There is also a third one, but it's a very, very rare one. Okay, that rare one is people who invested in relationships. People who have taken this pandemic as a picnic. They're having the ball of a time because they're getting to spend time, with their loved ones. And कम है, लेकिन है, और हमें उनसे बहुत कुछ सीखना है. Okay? And like I said, give me 5 minutes, I'll convince you that why investing in relationship is very important. So I'm going to quickly take you through 5 questions, and you have to answer those with a thumbs up. So I'll ask you that, do you eat bananas? And you have to give me a thumbs up in the comment section. And then I'll tell you how it totals up to your meter in terms of investment. Okay. So here comes the first question. Give me a thumbs up in the comment section right now if you have done any of these 5 things in the last 10 days. Okay. Number 1. You have called to check on your Masi, Chachi, Bhatija, or that Bareli wali uncle in the last 10 days. If you've done that, give me a thumbs up in the comment box now. Okay. Second, give me a thumbs up if you have initiated a WhatsApp conference between your extended family. We all crack jokes on that. We even have our personal jokes on the person who does that. But honestly, I think it takes a lot of guts and lots of caring to do something like that. So let me see your thumbs up, guys. Third, have you felt comfortable enough to ask your cousin to babysit your pet? Have you done that? Can you do that? If you can, then give yourself a thumbs up. Have you offered monetary help to someone in the family during these pandemic times? Somebody, we all know people have lost their jobs or their, things are not working out that well. So have you done that on your own? And the fifth one is, have you checked on that 80-year-old or 75-year-old couple in your neighborhood? Have you just gone and asked them if they need something, or if you can even make a cup of coffee and send across? If you've done these things, give yourself a thumbs up. And trust me, if you've got less than 2 thumbs up, I'm going to give you a crash course on why and how you need to invest in relationships. Because honestly speaking, we all have invested in our careers, in our kids' careers, even in our neighbors' careers. But we forgot to invest in relationships. And that is crucial. Not just for your everyday life, it is also crucial for your professional success. As millennials, I understand ambition, going ahead in profession is very good. And it is. I mean, what are we without that? But you cannot walk the entire life alone. So let me quickly start with 8 golden rules. Why and how to invest in the relationships. And I've tried to create a parallel with the stock market, because when we talk about investment, जब हम पैसे की बात करते हैं, investment की बात करते हैं, तो हमें stocks में सब कुछ समझ में आता है. So let us see how we can put relationships on that same level. Okay. So first, the reason you need to invest in a relationship is to secure your own future. Yes, you're not going to do it's not charity. You're not doing something for somebody else. You're going to do it for yourself, because when you invest in people, you are creating your own tribe. These are the people who are going to look out for you. They're going to have your back for you. Each one of us, we are a product and we need advertising, and that is a reality. Now, either you can sit and create a fake reality, a fake advertising promotion, and you can say, I'm very good, I'm very nice, and blah, blah. Or you can genuinely be somebody really nice who people are going to talk about. Because anything, whether it's a movie or whether it's a toothpaste, the minute people start telling you that it is good is when it is a hit. And that's exactly what happens to you as a human being. You have your own stock, and it only goes up when you do something nice. And that something nice is staying in touch with people. Just look around, just think. All the people who are successful in your family, they have to be somebody who actually goes out of the way to sit and talk to somebody. He's the person who's going to call up and wish you on your kid's birthday. Because when you start doing this, you start getting that inherent confidence to be able to talk to your seniors, juniors, everybody in the office. So better you are at relationships within your family, more excel you will be in your professional life. So first and foremost is that you have to secure your future by taking your own stocks up. Remember that. Number 2, you need to be the bull in the relationships. It does not pay to just sit there and hope that somebody will come around and see your worth. You have to stand up. You have to be bullish. You have to set out. You have to go and meet people, throw parties, make sure there are get-togethers, get cousins to, meet. You have to do all that, because that is when you do a networking. And that networking pays off, because then X, Y, Z of your family, even, 2 generations or 2 relations down, will remember you and know what you're doing. And that is how, even in the professional circle, they say, okay, yeah, my cousin is there who's working in the oil company. I could put you through to that person. Important. That is how you make your connections. So when you are having that papdi chaat, bhalla papdi, party with your relatives, you are enjoying that time, and you're also creating your network. And network is quintessential for your success in life. उसके बिना कुछ नहीं. आप सबसे अच्छी जलेबी भी बन जाएंगे, लेकिन जब तक लोगों को पता नहीं चलेगा कि आप अच्छी जलेबी है, nobody is going to come. Third, take risks. That NRI rich cousin, the head of an MNC, the doctor who's like really in demand and the prime minister goes to him. All the successful people, they are the people who each and every relative is going to be in touch with. उनका बर्थडे, उनके एनिवर्सरी कोई नहीं भूलेगा. द पॉइंट इज कि आप रिलेशंस में भी उस चीज पे इन्वेस्ट करिए, उस इंसान पे इन्वेस्ट करिए जिसको शायद खुद पे भी भरोसा नहीं है. And trust me, when you do that, you know, pretty much like in stock market, everybody is going to invest in a stock that's really on fire. But you really earn the money when you invest on something that is dead and nobody cares about. But it has the potential to go up. So वो जब 10 रुपए से 100 रुपए जाएगा, you will make that 90 rupees killing. That is what you have to do even in relationships. Go and meet that cousin, meet that nephew, meet that uncle who nobody is ready to, you know, even take a second look. And trust me, when that person trusts you, and God forbid, if you ever need help, that person is going to be your wall. So take risks, always. It's going to pay. This is my favorite. You have to learn to pull out. Business में भी कहते हैं, successful business तभी बनता है if you also know when to stop and pull out your money if the business is unsuccessful. Because at least then you'll be left with your money for the next idea. Similarly, the same thing is for your relationships. You cannot keep pouring in your affection, your kindness, your love, everything into a relationship that probably doesn't even need you. It's okay if somebody is an introvert and you're trying to approach that person, but what if somebody just wants to be left alone? Then pull out. You have to say no to yourself. There has to be, and trust me, there's nothing more important than your self-respect and self-esteem. So if there's somebody who's giving you the signals constantly that please back off, it's the best thing to do. Say no to yourself. Step out. Not every relationship is worth investing in. You know, this is diversification. Whether it's in business, whether it is investing in stocks, whether it is even investing your money, whether you have to do it in mutual, this thing, or you have to do it in your FTs. Diversification always works, even in life. Don't put all your eggs into one basket. You know, don't pursue those 3 people, 4 people in your life. Yes, you are going to have an inner circle. There are going to be that 4 a.m. friends who are always going to be there for you. Apart from that, you need to have your own circles at every point. There's a reason why all the successful CEOs go and play golf. That is their one networking circle. There's another reason why they will go for art, cinema, they'll go for paintings, exhibitions, because that is their second, right? And then, of course, they'll have their own relatives, they'll have a friend circle. So you need to diversify in terms of relationships also. It cannot be that you just stick to your chachi, mami and bhatiji. You have to get out of that. In your professional circle also, there is nothing wrong if you have friends with your clients. It's very easy to, I've been in an advertising agency for 18 years. And it's very easy to sit on one side and say, Samne wale ko kuch nahi aata, but they have their own struggles. So have that respect for them. When you have that respect, they will reciprocate. So it's very important that you have the diversification. Research, analyze. This is very important because, there are stereotypes in relationships. If you go by Bollywood, daughter-in-laws are bad. Mother-in-laws are bad, sister-in-laws are bad. Don't go with that mindset. Just don't think that if you are getting a boss, she is going to be bad or he is going to be bad. How do you know that? Maybe you get somebody really nice who's going to nurture you there. So be open to that. Don't have these stereotypes in your life. Don't think of that, okay, this one is not my friend's friend, so I will not be friend with that. You don't know why they are not friends. You need to have your own relationship, whether it is with the stock, because stocks, maybe everybody is going to have different point of views. But you need to keep doing research. You need to keep doing the analysis and say, okay, I am going to put my money on this. Similarly, even in relationships, have your own mind. Build that relationship. Don't care about what other person's relationship is with XYZ. How is that person treating you? That's what matters. After that, I'll tell you something. Don't take things for granted. That's something we do in relationships. Just think about it. If I ask you right now, tell me the favorite song of your mother. Okay, forget even favorite song. Tell me her favorite dish. Tell me what she really likes to eat. Write it in the comment section. And then get your mother to approve it. And I can tell you 80% of you are going to fail at it. This is something that I myself faced, and it was almost 10 or 15 years back. And we were just sitting at the dining table and somebody said, okay, so what is your mother's favorite dish? And I didn't know. A person who knows everything about us, a person who can tell our likes, dislikes, our mood swings, everything. We don't know so much about her. This is exactly what we do, with our colleagues, with everyone. We hardly know them. We just go out with them. We just party with them. We might give them a back slap when they do something nice, but that is it. That is not enough. Don't take them for granted. Any relationship, go and invest in it. Take out some time, know that person, even understand what's going on in their life, if they approve of it, of course. The last golden rule, which is the 8th golden rule, is invest in yourself. पहले खुद में invest करिए. When I was working, I used to get a phone call from my relative, even from my own mother, and I used to say, oh, I'm busy. And this thing, oh, I'm busy, मैं बाद में call करती हूँ, it became a standard line to the extent that I think my family members gave up on me. They stopped calling me because they realized that probably, I'm the Prime Minister of India, because मैं इतनी busy vibes देती थी, and that does not work. Because when I decided to quit my job and I stepped out, I really had to pick up the threads because everything had shattered. I was so busy in my own life, I'm the stud, I'm getting the best salary, I'm doing so well, everybody around me is doing going gaga about my work. But that is just a part of you. What about the rest of your life? So don't do that. Don't be that person who says, मैं call करती हूँ, and then you never call back. Don't do that. Make that time. If you can't call back, then be sincere about it. Call back later, but do call back later. Don't make your own relatives your strangers. So these are my 8 golden rules why you need to invest in relationships. And if there are any questions that I can answer to my ability, then please roll them up and I'll be happy to answer them right now. If you don't agree with me on a certain point, I would be more than happy to discuss that also with you. So I'm just checking my phone just to see if there are any questions. While I'm waiting for the questions, I can tell you one thing. And somebody shared that with me. They said, आज की जनरेशन की खुशी और उनका दुख दोनों ही किसी तरीके से एक सोशल मीडिया की तरह हो गया. Because we used to go mad, or our generation, one generation before us used to go mad when they were making a house, when they had a kid. They used to cry when they lost somebody. But right now, when was the last time you cried? I think when you broke the screen of your really expensive smartphone. And when was the last time you really were happy? Probably when you bought something again. So prioritize, guys, prioritize. Relationships are much, much better than anything else. Okay, I have this beautiful question. It says, Beautifully put. Sometimes we shut ourselves from a person because there is a barrier in communication. How do we overcome this and go talk to that person? Okay, first and foremost, I am not a qualified relationship expert. What I'm sharing with you today is also not out of my success, but out of my failure. And trust me, those are the best lessons. And so this question where he says that, um, sometimes we shut ourselves from a person because there is a barrier in communication. How do we overcome this and go talk? Pick up your phone and talk to that person. That is the only way you can overcome a communication barrier. I'll tell you what typically happens is we think of calling up somebody on their birthday, and the entire day goes by and we forget to make that call. And then next day we think, oh, we didn't wish them today. Why yesterday? How can I wish them today? You can. You can just call up and say that, sorry, belated happy birthday. I was busy yesterday. But we don't make that call. We keep thinking about it. Even 1 week from there, we'll be thinking about it, but nada, nothing. And then within, say, 2 weeks or something, we start feeling so guilty. And probably that person has also not called. And so we start feeling there's a communication barrier. But trust me, the other person is just waiting for your call. Just pick up that call and make that call. If you don't want to make a call, then get up, go, ring the bell and meet that person with their mask on, of course. What you should definitely not do is message. Because trust me, messages make relationships worse. Because when you read a message, you read it in the tonality that is there in your mind. And sometimes that's not a very good tonality. So you do misunderstand other people more. So that is something I would say that you should never do. When is the right time to pull out of a relationship is question number 2. When you start feeling that you have become the extra salt in the recipe, you should pull out. And too many hints are dropped for that. It's like you send messages, the messages answers never come back. Maybe when that person needs you for an emotional talk or something, that person will call you up, and that call can also be at a time when what is suitable for them. They won't see what is suitable for you. Okay, these are hints that keep coming your way. And of course, for example, if you call up somebody and say, okay, let's catch up, and the person says, oh, I would have loved to, but I'm kind of busy for the next 1 week. If I want to meet somebody, I will tell that person, yeah, this week is really busy. How about we catch up Monday next week? That person will give you a substantial time. And if that person is not able to meet you at that time, that person will again call you up and reschedule it. If that person does not do it, pull out. If you start feeling that you have become a punching bag for somebody, pull out. If you start feeling that you become a tissue paper for somebody, please pull out. Because it's very important to have happy people around you also. You cannot go and solve everybody's problems. You cannot. You don't become that sponge that is just taking it all the negativity. You have to know when to cut on your toxic relationships also. So till the time you are feeling welcome and you are feeling positive being in a relationship, otherwise you should pull out. Last question. In the end, people will judge you anyway. What's your take on this? I think very interesting question. And this question is pretty much why a lot of people stay in abusive relationships. Whether it is an abusive live-in relationship or whether it is an abusive marriage. Because in the end, log kya kahenge? Sadly, we let these words rule our life. I'm not saying that if you cannot meet on some ground, you should just take a divorce. That's not what I'm saying. That's not even what I say if you are a friend, because हमारे जो siblings होते हैं, we don't give up on them so easily because they are blood relatives. But similarly, when we have friends, we should not give up so easily on them. But we should not be guided by this theory कि लोग क्या कहेंगे. It's not about shame. It's about happiness in your relationship. It's about what you're getting and what you're giving to somebody is positive. Otherwise, what is the point? ऐसे तो बहुत लोग मिल जाएंगे. So लोगों को बोलने दो, उससे कोई प्रॉब्लम नहीं होती. क्योंकि जो लोग बोलते हैं एक्चुअली उनके अपने रिलेशंस में बहुत प्रॉब्लम होती है. सो वी शुड नॉट रियली केयर अबाउट व्हाट दे आर सेइंग. व्हाट वी शुड केयर अबाउट इज व्हाट इज आवर हार्ट सेइंग. सो इफ something has to go, it has to go. So thank you very much, everybody. I hope it was worth your time, especially because we had kind of reconnected and rescheduled the entire thing. Okay, there is one more question that's come in. It says, in this virtual world, it can also be very difficult to reconnect with old friends. How do we overcome this and reach out after losing touch? Actually, whoever has sent this question, I would say this is a wrong perception. Virtual world has connected us like never before. We know our school friends, we know our college friends, we know our neighbors, they all are there. If they're not on Facebook, they're on Insta. If they're not on Insta, they're on LinkedIn. Today, your excuse cannot be that you can't find your old friends. You have to find an excuse to not take out the time, call them and meet them. So it's all about making that effort. Because once you know that person, ask for that person's phone number, please call them up, please get in touch with them. If you live somewhere nearby, you should definitely meet up. I think I myself have become a part of so many groups, whether it is a school reunion group or a neighborhood reunion group, and it's right there, and everybody is connected like never before. The world is flat in the true nature now, more than ever before. So I think it's time for us to say goodbye here. And in case you want to send any more questions, you can keep typing them right here. And I'll be more than happy to answer them as and when. So thank you so much.